There, let me do one check-in video outside in the wind versus, I guess, where my neighbor is playing the radio really loud, and I'll end up with music on the background, which will get me somehow copyright striked, even though I'm a channel of nobodies. So yes, I finished Warlord of Mars and have been doing notes about it for an hour or two, which is hilarious because most people, I think, would take about an hour or two to actually just read the novel and then do a review. Whereas, yeah, it takes me several weeks. I know I'm effortlessly doing it as a serial because I read it for hunks, stop, read it for hunks, stop. It's like, it's not even hunks. It's like, I'm sure it's like about 5 minutes reading for anyone else. For me, it's like an hour for each chapter, of which that can spread it out well throughout this month that has been. So yeah, I will do a review of Warlord of Mars probably tomorrow. I'll think about it. I'll add some more notes to it. I'm just so plodding in all of this stuff. I read a little bit more of started up again on my reading of The Mirror and the Light, where it's really, it's like we keep on revisiting events, and it's the eel boy with Thomas Cromwell, and it's like an eel boy that he horribly bullied as a kid, and then you find out later, oh, he's coming back to it again now in this book. I think he's been coming back to it in each book, and it's like, oh yeah, he did pick on him. He had friends and they'd pick on him, but then he hunted this kid down, hunted him down to a thing where he describes it as the kid jumps out and throws himself on Cromwell's knife, which sounds exactly what like some serial killer dude would say. It's like, well, they just threw themselves on my knife. And I mean, he's basically said before about like Thomas More, getting Thomas More. It's like, well, Thomas More basically killed himself. Yeah, because just like the situation, you wrote the knife, this law, and then you let him impale himself on it. It's like you basically trapped him in it. It's like, it's a perfect mirror of that, but done as a kid, where he stabbed him. Now, he doesn't throw him into the river, and he may or may not be dead. I think we find out he's not dead, if this is indeed the guy that he stabbed and then had to flee, and Walter paid off some blood money for the injury or the death. I can't remember actually which one it is, but it's like, God, it's like, yeah, this is like a little psychopath kid who's like full of anger. No, psychopath, I don't know, just so full of anger that he tracks this eel boy down and kills him, over a bullying incident. So it's funny, we're going from the very first book where Cromwell is the victim, like he's getting beaten by Walter, but it's like, yeah, it's a classic thing of an abused person becoming an abuser to the point of killing someone. And now we have all the sheen of Italy over him, of the court and all that, but you can see why he's that kind of the animal that has been able to he's the kind of beast, the kind of angry, vicious man who has been able to survive this long in the court of Henry VIII. And I guess it's just another thing. It's the argument against my whole thing of my other reaction to it, which is like, okay, we're repeating the same stories over and over again. Okay, well, this one is, I can really, even dullard me can see that there's a payoff here. The eel boy has been paid off really well, and I'm sure all the other ones have. Cumulatively, it's still been a little bit tiring to read. All right, that's my check-in for today.